and I'm an explorer with the Explorer HQ app, which is an app where you take on badges and missions to get to know all about the environment and the world we live in. And on this series, I'm going to be interviewing a new explorer every week to talk about the missions and what they get up to in their part of the world. And so this week we have the wonderful Jenae Bell, who is an illustrator for our Ocean Explorer missions on our app. So if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit.
Hi, my name is Jenae Bell, and I'm currently an illustrator for the Explorer HQ app on the Ocean Explorer campaign. I come from Dominica. I'm 20 years old, and I have a real interest for nature and exploring. That's why I thought that this app was a really cool idea, and taking part of some of the missions that we're going to be speaking on today, I learned a lot, and I'm really excited to talk about them.
Cool. Okay, so Jenae and I both took on the badge called Ingredients for Change, which has 3 missions in it. And so we'll have a quick chat about all 3. And so the first one we'll start off with was the palm oil protest mission, if you'd like to explain.
Okay, so the palm oil protest is a mission where you're supposed to go through your cupboards and look for anything with palm oil as an ingredient and either ditch it or question the people, I guess, that make it to find a way if it can be made sustainably to raise awareness.
Yeah, so it was about looking at whether the companies that make these products, whether it be in food or shampoo, if they source it sustainably, which I think it was quite interesting because I always thought, oh, all palm oil is bad, but then thinking about it, it's not necessarily bad, it's just the production of it. And so did you find lots of things, or was it just 1 or 2 things?
Actually, I just found one or 2 things. It was like a pack of ramen. I don't really eat a lot of processed foods. That's a benefit of being in the Caribbean. We always have fruits and mangoes and papayas and stuff. So yeah.
What was the one thing that you did find?
I found a pack of ramen in the cupboard.
Okay.
Yeah. It had palm oil in it, unfortunately. And after doing research, I found out that it's really, really bad for the environment, this one especially, because I think that the way that it's made is way worse than how, I don't know, a pack of crackers would be made because of the palm oil. And they're definitely not doing it sustainably. And I wasn't aware of that. So it was good to know.
It can kind of put you off it, can't it?
Yeah.
You don't realize what you've got, and you're sort of so oblivious to what's in it and how it's made. It's quite scary thinking what else have you got that's like that. Yeah, no, definitely. And so the other mission we did was called Low Miles Meal, which I was quite excited about. So that one was where we had to create a meal that was sourced from local produce. So I went down to the market in Ripon near where I live, and they had a stall, and we have allotments near where I live. So a lot of the fruit and veg came from there. So I know exactly where it came from, and it wasn't from big companies being shipped up and down the country or across the world. So that was quite good. So where did you go for yours?
Okay, so a little benefit about being in the Caribbean is that we have a bunch of markets all over the place. So I went to the Rosa Market, where they have fruits, vegetables, meat sometimes, a lot of locally produced stuff. And I picked up some ginger and I made a little meal with that. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. It was so bright and colourful. Do you go there often?
Yes, actually I do. I think that it's better to patronize local farmers instead of like the big companies, you know. Our markets, like our supermarkets, we have a lot of locally produced fruits and vegetables as well, especially bananas, because Dominica is a kind of a big producer of bananas. So we don't really have any imported bananas coming in.
Okay, that's good. So it was fairly easier for you to get that done.
Yeah.
Is it far from your house?
No, it's about 16 minutes away.
Oh, that's not bad. That's cool. That's lucky. And then the last mission within the badge was called Don't Have a Cow, which was probably the more tricky one to do. Needs a bit more effort. And so that one was where we didn't eat dairy or beef. So this one particularly connects to where you are. I learned about and how the sargassum, which is a brown algae seaweed, which is normally naturally occurring and is fine in natural quantities, but because of the deforestation in the rainforest, a lot more nutrients has been getting into the waterways and into the sea, which helps it grow, because the rainforest has been cut down to put in soy fields, which then is used to feed cattle and then ends up being beef and steak and in the dairy industry. And that nutrient makes more sargassum, which floods all the islands in the Caribbean and Dominica, where you are, and causes so many problems for you guys and your fisher folk and your industries and tourism. So that was how that mission connects, I think, to you as well, is knowing that that beef that is fed from the soya that goes into the Amazon, which is spread, which is sent all over the world, that those products, the meat and dairy products, actually affects you particularly. So how did you find that one?
Well, it was doable. At times, I wanted a cheesesteak, but I didn't. I couldn't.
No.
I like making vegetarian meals, and it was really fun to experiment with new types of recipes.
Yeah.
So
do you
that was really fun.
normally eat a lot of beef or dairy, or is it just not something you normally eat a lot of?
No, actually, I'm kind of a pescatarian. I don't really like to put a label on it because, you go out, sometimes you want to try something new.
Yeah.
But that's basically how I eat. I wasn't as aware of the sargasso situation. I see it definitely with how it floats on top of the sea in large quantities, but I didn't know the cause of it. So going through this and learning about that was really interesting. It's definitely going to be something that I share with a lot more people here, so that they can, cut back on the beef.
It's one of those things that we need a lot of people to get involved in for action and for something to actually happen and to do good, because it's a massive industry all over the world. And so we need people from everywhere to try it, get involved, or even not cut it out completely. I mean, we could just have a few days a week where we don't have it, and that could have a big impact. But it's only something quite small, but a lot of us doing it will have a bigger impact, which I think is quite cool to think of, to get more people involved. And it's not that big of a deal. It's not too hard for most of us, I would hope. But yeah, so that's quite interesting how that connects, and how me doing something here or at the other side of the world could also affect something in the Caribbean, which you would never think, just simply not eating beef or dairy.
Oh, definitely. I kind of just came to the realization that everything connects, and even if sometimes we might not consider, okay, this thing that I do here is going to affect somebody else somewhere, or something else like an animal or a tree, I think that it's really important to be aware of that, so that we can protect the earth for the future.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's been lovely talking to you, and I hope you carry on with all your missions, and I'm glad that you've learned something. I think so have I, and I hope more people take on these missions, because they are amazing, and it does connect people from all around the world, and I think that's really cool.
I totally agree.
Cool. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next week with an interview with another explorer. So I will see you later.